The more recent Mortal Kombat games have had tons of Easter eggs and references to find, and whilst Mortal Kombat 1 may not have as many as the past couple of MK games, there are still loads of cool things to find. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 20 Easter eggs, secrets, references, and hidden details in Mortal Kombat 1. Now, the chances are that you've found something that I haven't, and if you have, please let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin with a couple of references that can be found in the game's story mode. First up, during the filming of Johnny Cage's movie, where he is basically cosplaying as Indiana Jones, Johnny will say this.
Be worth millions.
It belongs in a museum.
So that was a reference to this famous line of dialogue from Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It belongs in a museum.
So do you.
The other reference, or at least I think it is, can be seen after defeating Katara Vala. After the fight, Johnny will throw a shield at Katara, which will kill him before bouncing back to Johnny. Now, I think that this could be a reference to Captain America and his shield, but I also don't want to think that every time a character in a game throws a shield, that it's a reference to Captain America. So let me know what you think. Next up, during the Secret Agenda chapter, Johnny will say this.
Get away from her, you bitch.
Excuse me? You know, the movie. Tiny girl, ginormous alien. Ripley! No? Seriously?
So this is a reference to this scene from the 1986 sci-fi horror movie, Aliens.
Get away from her, you bitch!
The only other reference that I found in the story mode, so far at least, can be seen during Chapter 7.
They're out for you too, Syzoth.
To catch me, they must see me.
Damn. You didn't tell me you could go full Predator.
So Johnny is of course referencing Predator, the classic 80s action movie. Oh, and this won't be the last time that Johnny references that particular movie. Now, most of the Easter eggs found in Mortal Kombat 1 can be seen during Johnny Cage's intros. The film star loves to reference real-world movies. First up is another nod to the Predator. This time, if Johnny faces off against Reptile, they will say this.
Why did you show me that Predator film?
After what we've been through, that was scary.
Next up, when Johnny takes on Raiden, there is a chance that they will say this.
You are the champion, my friend.
I'll keep on fighting until the end.
So that was of course a reference to the Queen song, We Are the Champions. I would play a snippet of it here, but for some reason YouTube are super strict on songs, so I'll leave a link in the description. The other Raiden and Johnny intro of interest is this.
What I saw in Outworld flipped my mind upside down.
I'm told there's more, even stranger things.
So this is almost certainly a reference to the hit Netflix show Stranger Things. Next up are a couple of interactions between Johnny and Natara, who is voiced by the extremely talented Megan Fox, who sounds super into her role as the vampire. Up first is this interaction.
Why are vampires always such foxes?
How better to lure you in?
Now this one could be seen as vague, but Johnny calling Natara a fox is probably a reference to the aforementioned 5-star voice actress Megan Fox. The other Johnny and Natara reference is this.
Of course I fly. I have wings.
Are you sure you don't just fall with style?
So Johnny asking if Natara can fly or if she just falls with style is a reference to this scene from Toy Story.
That wasn't flying, that was falling with style.
Next up is perhaps my personal favourite intro from what I've seen so far. When Johnny fights Liu Kang, this will happen.
I will now demonstrate why you sended those souls.
Holy shit! I've been Miyagi'd.
So Johnny saying that he has been Miyagi'd is a reference to the Karate Kid's mentor, Mr. Miyagi.
Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand.
Next up, when Johnny fights Smoke, there is a chance that this will happen.
You really like my mask, Johnny?
It's smokin'.
So that was a reference to the classic Jim Carrey movie, The Mask.
Okay.
Oh, and do you remember earlier in the video when we found that potential Captain America reference? Well, this intro between Johnny and Reiko could be another one.
And here I thought you were some kind of super soldier.
You'll marvel at my skills, Earth Realmer.
So the mentions of a super soldier and Marvel are almost certainly a nod to Captain America. Speaking of Marvel, when Johnny fights Shang Tsung, this interaction may happen.
I have had enough of your reindeer games.
Then I shall eliminate you, Mr. Cage.
Now, this one may be a bit of a reach, but I think that the mention of reindeer games is a reference to this scene from the first Avengers movie.
Making moves, reindeer games.
Sticking with the superhero theme, when fighting Ashra, this intro may happen.
I will fight without fail until I am absolved.
You are truly a wonder, woman.
I mean, this one is pretty obvious, but for those that don't get it, this is a reference to DC Comics superhero Wonder Woman. Another reference that can be found in a Shang Tsung intro is this.
You Earthrealmers foiled my plans.
Just like a bunch of meddling kids.
So the talk of a bunch of meddling kids foiling a villain's plan is a reference to Scooby-Doo.
You would have too, if it weren't for the dark elder forces conspiring in the inky black of time most foul. Oh, and you meddling kids.
The final Johnny Cage intro reference can be seen when using the Jean-Claude Van Damme premium skin. When JCVD fights Geras, there is a chance that this will happen.
It will be great. I'll play a kickboxer, you a street fighter.
The answer is still no.
So Van Damme mentioning Street Fighter and Kickboxer is a reference to movies that he has starred in, with those being the 1994 Street Fighter movie and the 1989 Kickboxer film. Right, so that does it for the Johnny Cage intros, though I am guessing that you guys will suggest loads more in the comments. Anyway, we need to move on, so let's check out a couple of really cool details found in Johnny's mansion. First up, when fighting anyone but Kenshi in the mansion, Sento, Kenshi's sword, can be seen on display. However, if Kenshi is selected, the sword will no longer be there, as he is obviously using it. The next Cage mansion detail is really cool. A lot of blood is spilled in a typical Mortal Kombat fight, but at Johnny Cage's mansion, there is a chance that some of that blood will be cleaned up. So there is a chance that Johnny's robot vacuum will clean up at least some of the blood. Now, I spent a lot of time trying to record this, as the vacuum has a mind of its own and kind of goes where it wants. But it's really cool how it actually cleans up the blood. The final Easter egg can be found during the game's invasion mode. When exploring Johnny Cage's mansion, you can enter the Hollywood Stars At Home arcade, which features arcade cabinets for Midway classics like Rampage, Primal Rage 2, and of course the Mortal Kombat series. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is massively appreciated. If you are a fan of Easter eggs and hidden details in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.